그리고 그거는 내 찾아줬다. 다시. Yeah, I really hadn't done it. I'm not lying. I never had the case of Oral Warm Beer and what truly happened. Let's try to see the case of Warm Beer. What truly happened? No, I don't really need to think about it. It's really easy. No, it's so hard. German. 아 진짜 생각 안 했는데 얼굴에 돌아가시겠다. DPRK래. In the DPRK. 불안해. But it's more similar to say that I don't need to think about it. He was accused of having allegedly wanted to steal a propaganda poster on the billboard. So you know what? In the summer of 2017, the U.S. American college student Otto Warmbier died shortly after very surprising and authoritative delivery out of North Korea back to his homeland, following from complications and the consequences coming from the heavy and serious brain injuries. 18 months before, these images coming from his show trial had already instigated attention and a reputation throughout the war because he was already allegedly under a suspicion and was indicted for having tried to steal the propaganda poster. So he was already actually sentenced to serve 15 years inside the forced labor concentration camp in North Korea. That was really the verdict because of his possibility. He's been under suspicion of having tried to steal and hurt and damage the propaganda poster on the billboard that was supposed to be intact, but as a foreigner, out of curiosity, he had tried to damage that. That's really the allegation. He's been under suspicion at the time. So he actually, was brought to justice. That means he was on show trial. In the communist country, if you ever actually see the country with the communism, they wouldn't normally go through a show trial. They just really host, the trial in open place to incur the greatest damage on a person who just really simply wanted to do harm to the nation or the regime, who might eventually would evolve into a renegade, trying to demur and deny the authority. For that reason, you know what? I had already actually written down everything. Because he was accused of having allegedly wanted to steal a propaganda poster on the billboard. Yeah. Because of that, the regime already sentenced him 15 years to serve in the concentration camp, the forced labor camp. That means that this is really the forced labor gulag. There was no way you could actually get out unless you actually would pay out with the 15 years of labor. You have to actually do the minor jobs or trivial works and whatever it takes within that period. Because this is simply worse than any prison time. You have to actually move your body to actually make amends for the loss you have created by working and laboring. Yeah, this is really the trial. I'm not lying, excuse me. If you ever actually want me to write down a very proper one, I can actually do it. No, I never miss it. I just simply say the word white, and it's really wrong. Okay. 굴락이 지금 뭐야? I don't think I've ever seen that. But this one is a slightly. What do we actually see in this kind of? That's really kind of an Überflutung. Das würde genommen plötzlich Nebel und Nacht. Nebel und Nacht, diese würde. Aber wahrscheinlich waren wir aber nicht bewusst. So machen diese Entscheidung damals, aber diese würde verschleppt aus Nordkorea. Verschleppt plötzlich. Geschleppert würden. In Amerika, in US-Amerika. Warum ist das so? Diese würde gebracht zum Vereinigten Staaten bei anderen. Das ist da. 진짜요. What else can I say about it? I already actually know what mentioning. Because he was accused of having allegedly wanted to steal a propaganda poster. It was an allegation. It's not really a definitive case. That cannot be actually proven with the security, and the nuance itself is allegedly. I actually did not miss it. There was an allegation. He was accused of having wanted ahead of time, way before he had attempted to steal a propaganda. So he would have actually, if he were given a chance, from the perspective of the North Korean authorities, he would have wanted to steal. So I actually rather say that, he was accused of allegedly having wanted to steal a propaganda poster. So, that was my first and raw response. I really wanted to actually write it down. I have to be really quick because, otherwise I would be disadvantaged. Oh, you must be thinking about German sentences. You do not really understand the meaning, so you have to process it. You have to digest it. You have to actually, and do so forth and so on. So, the raw responses are really verbal because I really wanted to make it really, really quick. I should speed out anything, in a short amount of time. 그래서 그래요. 원래 예쁘게 할 수 있어. 그리고 이게 오버플루팅이란 게 diese hat eine bestimmte Bedeutung, eigentlich anspielend Bedeutung. Diese Würde gebracht wie Schlappenboote. Ein bisschen gewaltig und ein bisschen mysteriös und geheimnisvoll. Das Körper, das körperliche Satz. Ja, der Körper wird gebracht. Ja, das ist da wirklich. Der Körper des Oder-Vampirs war verschleppt. Verschleppt und ein bisschen gewaltiger und plötzlich mysteriöser. Ausgeholt aus Nordkorea nach der Vereinigten Stadt. Das ist da. Diese wird ausgeholt mit geheimnisvoll Schweigeflied. Diese würde sehr plötzlich und ja. Das soll Hate sein. That should be correct. That should be reasonable and a law proper. Das soll Hate sein. This should be reasonable and a proper and a legitimate. No, I don't need to. This is an ugly face and arising from the divorce and custody battle. Oh my god, why have I actually written down a point once more? Are you crazy? I guess I'm coming in 4 different Schufen. Schufen is more like jurors analyze the case. Schufen auf mein Glaube Ethik ist diese wieder einer ehemalige juristische professionelle Experte, Fachkräfte. Dann diese Personen normalerweise arbeiten für den Gerichtshof zu beharten und zu liefern Ratschläge zugunsten der Justiz. Oder? So I rather actually say that 4 jurors and this person analyze the case. So in 2013, this 14-year-old Anna becomes taken away from the school by the workers at the Child Protection Custody Center. This is really the worst case. This is really the deep dividing point coming from the divorce and custody battle. There was certain troubles associated with the parent divorced and the following consequences, right? That's really the reason she has to be taken away. She has been literally taken out of the school. No, 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 I'm not lying. She, at the time she attends the school, but she all of a sudden becomes, what's under the influence or under probe or in custody of them. I'm not lying. What else? Oh, I rather I should say that. I don't want to actually mention this at all. Child protection. Technically, Jugendamt is really adolescent protection center, but in English it's better to say the child protection center. So I don't really know where else I can explain Jugend in the youngsters, in the young people, adolescent. But in English, it's a really child protection center, if my understanding is correct. Taken out of the school. That's what it is about. It's really easy. Gosh, I feel really bad. This is really easy. So let's try something really new. Oh, I never thought about it. Let me actually show you. I feel so stupid if I ever actually think about something like this. Oh, I would actually swear about it. I have never actually thought about it. No, I have never. Oh, you know what? The day of work with no serious problem in association. Uh, mm-hmm. And there is an applause of 4. Keep them safe and healthy. Earnings for them? Yeah. It's better to say the. Let's just simply say on the Labor Day to commemorate. No, don't actually use it in that way. I should simply say the standing ovation. It's really easy. There was a standing ovation for Corona heroes, especially in the care and nursing sectors and the supermarkets, to keep them going. But they would be paid the higher rewards or salaries. In addition to the theme of the labor unions for the Day of Labor, for this Labor Day, that's really the easy one. I did a perfect job. I'm so sorry. This is really the theme for the labor unions on this Labor Day. What is that? To commemorate the Labor Day. I wanted to write them to commemorate social inequality in the time of the corona crisis, in the time of the coronavirus, like this. So technically in English it's much better to say in the time of